Final topic of the day is James Cameron talking about the possibility of another Terminator movie. Now, this actually comes to us from a larger, it's a larger comment that he made about how Terminator Dark Fate failed. I don't know if you saw this, but basically, he was on a podcast where he essentially said that Terminator Dark Fate failed because of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton in the movie. He said that it would have survived if it was just one of those actors, but if it was both of them, people didn't respond because it's basically your granddad's Terminator movie, which I thought was incredibly disrespectful, incredibly stupid thing to say, and just shows how out of touch James Cameron is with the audience. That's not why Dark Fate failed. It failed because you retread story elements from every single movie into one movie. You killed off our legacy character of John Connor in the first 5 minutes to then swap him out for someone that we don't care for in the very next scene. A tiny idiot Mexican girl who somehow instantly knows how to use a gun and also somehow doesn't believe that her dad, even though she's seen that it's not her dad, is actually a robot, gets shot in the face. It's just dumb. Like, the whole thing was stupid. It was a terrible script, awful. But he thinks it was Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger's fault. That's genuinely what he said. Did you see that or not? I'm guessing that's completely new to you. I mean, what do you think about that? Just hearing that.
Well, I didn't see the film. I had no desire.
You're not missing anything. I'm surprised you didn't though, because it's got the Latino leads, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a whole Mexican on that, in fairness, border thing in it. Yeah.
I thought you'd been on that. I mean, you're not missing anything. Just
yeah, man. There's other things to cover.
Yeah, no, you are right. Like, it's not a good film,
right?
But basically, he says, if I were to do another Terminator film and maybe try to launch that franchise again, which is in discussion, but nothing has been decided, I would make it much more about the AI side of it than bad robots gone crazy. I think he's really revealing himself to be massively out of touch. Because personally, one, the AI side of it is why the robots went crazy. That was the point of them. The AI created the robots, so you know that they're on a mission from the AI. That was the whole point of it, and it was all about AI. Like, it was. I don't get it. What do you think of this?
It's a bad take. It's amazing how many bad takes Cameron has had in the last few weeks. Really, just.
I mean, that is bad, isn't it? Right? Like
get out and get some sun. Go. Get outdoors. It's just, his takes are just so in-house Hollywood wannabe, liberal thinking and trying to improve.
I mean, this reminds me of Ridley Scott and his obsession with fucking AI and synthetics and stuff. Oh, for goodness sake!
I
don't want to watch a Terminator. Yeah, honestly, you're not missing anything. I don't want to watch a Terminator movie about. I mean, what? It's always been about Skynet
and Genesis.
Genesis was a terrible film. Absolutely terrible film. Salvation is nowhere near as bad as what people say it was. I think people had expectation that it was going to be something else. There's nowhere near as bad as what people say it is. I rewatched that on the lead up to Dark Fate, and I was like, it's not that bad, actually.
Salvation,
it holds
I like
up.
Salvation a lot, and I'm with you on Genesis. It's unwatchable.
All right, awful film. Awful film. But the focus on AI rather than bad robots gone crazy. Like, the bad robots never went crazy. It was AI that went crazy. It was Skynet, the AI, that went crazy. James, you made this franchise. You should know the basis for it. What are you doing? That's an incredibly bad take.
Yeah. You know, this is the thing too. When he got a creator such as Cameron just on the press junket, you know, uh, literally probably hasn't been talking to press for like, you know, a decade.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, and you know, different journalists will ask different questions, and you know, and they'll get some nuggets every now and then, just because that's the more press you do, it's just like, why are you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's interesting. I think as these directors get old,
Mm.
and James Cameron said this. You know, he started lambasting testosterone. He's like, oh, it's a toxin. Young boys need to work out their system. Shut up. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, if you had more testosterone, James, you'd probably be a happier person, because it's a feel good hormone for men. Makes you feel good, makes you feel like grounded. Actually, when you have low testosterone, it makes you, you know, act like a bitch, basically. But so the interesting thing about this, and it seems to be as old as these sort of directors, male specifically, get old, they sort of like go on this like mortality sort of search. Like Ridley Scott started, you know, getting just jerking off synthetics and stuff, and making all of his alien movies less about the alien, more about the robots, and sort of quest for life, and
I see what
you know,
you're getting
really
at.
sort of questioning his mortality, and
Mm-hmm.
it just becomes this sort of philosophical circle jerk that they're just doing for themselves, you know, just being like, oh, maybe I can find some greater meaning in all of this. This is the same thing with James now.
Mm-hmm.
James completely misses the point of Terminator on a whole, and then he's like, right, you know, let's talk about the one. It was always the AI side of it, James. For goodness' sake, it was Skynet. Skynet created the Terminators. You giant peen. But it seems like, I'm sure he would just be exploring the AI and the sort of, you know, the sort of philosophical elements of AI. It's just what it says to me here. It's just bizarre. Why do they keep doing this?
Yeah, I think it's part of that, part legacy. You know, they're questioning their own legacy, as well as being, you know, these huge egomaniac personalities, you know, that comes with the territory, being, you know, those type of creators. I think another thing of it is there's such an attack on white men from Hollywood and the pop culture, that they're almost I don't know if they feel guilty or they're
Sort of
being
huffing the paint
shamed.
of it all.
Right, so they're like almost rewriting their own history.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
so weird, man. You know, it's really not cool. Yeah,
Well, you know, I
it's
was going to say, you
yeah.
know, one person that has avoided all of this,
Mm,
Quentin Tarantino. The moment he's questioned on this stuff, he's like, I reject the premise of your question. Shut up. Move on. Like, oh,
perfect.
you don't have enough women characters. Mate, I reject the premise of that. Shut up. Move on. Like, just absolutely slam dunks on people that question his former past work. He's like, no, you're talking absolute shit. Shut up. Go away. Leave me alone. You know, but these people are like, oh, well, you know, testosterone's bad. Testosterone is quite literally what gave you a career, James Cameron.
Yeah, well, I think what's
Without
bad, Cameron. Yeah, I think what's bad, Cameron, is your, you know, your kind of pattern with, you know, 5 marriages. Yeah, I think
yeah,
you should look. I think you should look
his,
inward, and then you can come back and talk about giving advice on masculinity and the
his inability to stay faithful
yeah,
and
right.
not
The
become an
virtues.
adulterer.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking to you for the virtues of manhood and the
Uh,
practice principles that you've learned, and you know, get the fuck out of here, man. You know, I mean,
maybe the AI, maybe the film about the AI will all be about the AI. Like, oh, maybe
let
I
me
love
tell you,
you.
man.
Maybe I love you.
Right, right. Look, I'm over 7 years sober, right? And I bring this up because it demands a person to be brutally honest with their shit every day.
Yeah, of course.
That's just it. Keep it simple. Then you start practicing new principles. You start practicing new behavior. That's the whole point of sobriety. You can't keep marrying chicks, James, and doing the same shit because you still get the same result. Divorce.
Yeah.
You're a shitty dad. Grow the fuck up, right? And just go inward and work on your shit without bothering anybody, without telling anyone else to do. I don't tell anyone what to do in regards to my sobriety.
Yeah.
When I do, then I know I'm in trouble. And I just say that because that's the whole thing of just living in a fucking fantasy world, thinking that your shit doesn't stink and you're so evolved and you're gonna tell people,
Yeah.
brother, I know that behavior. That is classic narcissist behavior. And then you add an addiction to it, and you're fucked. And excuse me, guys, for the language, but this is real. This is not fantasy. You've created great fantasy. Stand by it. Stand by your work. Stand by your legacy. And then you know what? You screwed up in this area. Newsflash: you're a human being. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. You've evolved other places. You haven't evolved there. Don't tell other men how to be. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. Oh dear. Fucking James Cameron. What is he doing lately?
But you're so
right.
right about Tarantino, man. That's
he
how
just
you
owns
approach
it.
it.
He's like, no, like, leave me alone.
If you don't like it, don't see my
unapologetic.
films.
Yeah. Need more unapologetic people in this world.